Jingle bells, your podcast smells. Osama laid an egg. KKP is back in HD and you should subscribe today. Hey, dashing through your queue. What should you watch today? Skip these other shows. KKP's on its way. Ha ha ha. EMPEIRE. Empire's on its way. You can save a lot on carpet if you call today. Hey. So, it could just be me in the way that I think, right? Which could either be a good or a bad thing, I suppose. But do you ever look at some of the words that we use in this here English language and not understand quite why it's even a thing? Let me preface this a little bit. I was paying attention a little bit to this whole Trump impeachment thing. Usually don't like to get into the politics thing, but it was, I was like trying to see what was happening. So everybody who was going up there was like all the members of Congress trying to plead their case. And I heard the word remarkable used quite a bit. And I said, if it's remarkable, why don't you just make a remark? Well, saying something is remarkable is like the same thing as being speechless. You didn't say anything about it. Yes, it's remarkable. Guess what? Everything is remarkable.
There's a remark that can be made about almost anything.
Yeah. Yes.
That's a good point.
So that's some lazy American shit. Now, I don't know if I'm sure there's like a British equivalent because, we just clearly feed off each other, but
you sound like you're from London.
Yeah, I am from London.
Dude, those people, not those people.
But
people from across the pond. Which one is the pond? Are they both the pond?
No, I think the pond is the one that separates us from them.
So how do you pond the river?
And when you say both the pond, do you just mean like the Atlantic and the Pacific?
Yeah, the big ponds that we have next to us.
I think I would have to say it's probably the Atlantic, right?
But why is the Pacific more of like a river?
Well, when you go across the Pacific, you're in Asia, and that's not where Britain is.
Yeah, but we still got to go across it.
So it's across a pond, but it's not across the pond, which I think is the main thing.
So what's pond the river mean?
I don't think it has anything to do with a pond or a river. If that's what you're thinking, because I know
P-O-N or is that pond P-O-N-D?
I think it's like pond D-E.
It's not pond
river.
The river.
No,
like it's pond the river over there.
It's like
yo, have you seen this bridge? Oh, it's pond the river over there.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think no. I don't think so. I don't think it's not a British word, right? Pond de river. Anyway,
pond derivative.
Let me see what it says here. This is probably like the same. It's Ponde, like replay, right?
Ponde. Ponde. I thought Ponde was just like slang for it's over there. It's on that Ponde table.
Yeah, I don't know. Ponde River meaning. Thank God for Google. What an amazing tool.
It's gonna be terrible. This is gonna be like the time that Bow Wow gave the explanation for dabbing, saying, "Oh, it's smokers know that when you cough like a vampire into your sleeve, and then that's when you dab." I think Bow Wow was halfway retarded.
It's very well true. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really say anything.
I didn't expect there to be the definition of pond the river or pond the river.
Now in Japanese, pond the river means panda. It's pande, yeah, pond the river.
Yeah, all right. Well, that being said, the people pond the pond.
The people ponding the river.
Pond the pond. The people pond the pond.
Okay.
I'm confused now.
It's fucked up when you confuse yourself.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
You were talking about remarkable.
Yeah.
And
I just feel like
technically we just had a remarkable conversation. And if it was probably the least remarkable conversation
I just feel like
having
it's the
in a
laziest adjective that you could ever use about anything. That's remarkable. Okay, so what's your remark? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? It could really be.
Are you saying so after the word remarkable, there should be some sort of remark that folloes?
I think you should just make a remark instead of saying it's remarkable. But aren't they all? It's remarkable. When I've been watching the Grand Tour, right, and I realized they use the word astonishing a lot.
Well, I don't know if our audience knows what the Grand Tour is. So
okay, well, it's some British guys who love cars and do a lot of funny shit while they are making their way from point A to B in a car.
Pretty much, yeah. But a little bit more background.
I mean,
it's 3 British guys. That's important because we were talking about accents, and I was trying to get to how funny that. I think that some British people are a little bit funnier than Americans.
They were British. I'm pretty sure I made that.
Yeah, but I think it's funnier. But we have to talk about just a little bit more about them for them to realize that what I'm about to say is true. British comedians are funnier than American comedians just based off their accents.
I'm just saying that's off the point that I was making. You know,
British people
I was just saying to use astonishing a lot. So
British people can use the word anything really, and
it's
be
funny automatically.
Like it's just I don't know why. I don't know if this is being.
This is why I'll say that that's wrong, because there's 2 versions of The Office, and if you've ever watched the Ricky Gervais version, it's not quite as funny as the Michael Scott.
Okay, I didn't say it's a collective, man. I just said most of the time.
Is Michael Scott also Michael Scott in the British version of The Office?
I don't think so. I think
somebody else.
I think The Office is a derivative of the
Office
UK version.
Well,
is it UK? Is it Britain? Is it? Which
I think that's one and the same. The United Kingdom is Britain.
Well, which one do you use?
Whichever you.
Is there a formal and informal, like Usted, or the more informal version of Usted, which is
I think
Usted is neutral, is informal, and
I think the United Kingdom is like the blanket name for the region.
I like how you just skipped over my ability to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was saying anything that was correct right there. Hey, if you had listened to this for any kind of factual statements from me, this is not the place to be.
No, it's not. But that's probably why we're not like that one lady, like my favorite serial killer, who just made $10 million. I
thought you were going to say that's probably why we're not very popular.
Oh yeah, that's basically what I'm getting to. That's unpopular adjacent.
So we're not unpopular. We're just unpopular adjacent.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
We're not unpopular. We're just next.
We don't have 0 views, but we don't have 1 million.
Like if unpopular was my neighbor, well, if yeah, that's pretty much it. Unpopular is my neighbor, and I live next to him. So by association, we're unpopular.
Yeah, but then like popular lives like 3 blocks over. You know,
and there's a moat around it
with sharks and
with
electric eels.
Sharks and electric eels. The one thing that I've always wanted is working against me.
And if you make it past that fucking moat around there, there's like bears and tigers waiting to tear you apart. So
and if they're not there, you just
get past them somehow, like
it's the Truman Show, and it doesn't really
you in
exist.
The face, and then if you make it past that, then you finally have reached.
That's when you reach popularity.
Yeah,
that's when you get to 200 subscribers.
So then, what is peak popularity? Is that a relative statement? Peak popularity.
Yes.
So like, where you are, this is about as popular as you're gonna get. But like, if you're this person, you can go leaps and bounds above that.
Don't use the stupid term leaps and bounds.
Listen,
what I think we should do? Introduce ourselves and start talking about something that actually matters.
I don't listen. You always kill my intro,
people have
right?
Never watched this show.
You always kill my ability to do an intro.
They would turn this off the instant. No, it's the instant, right?
You just kill the intro every. It has to be more. Yeah. Anyway, hey, guess what, everybody?
We're back, and as you can see, we're a little rusty.
What I was getting to was that guess who's back? That's right. It's your host of the Kiona and Kasson podcast, a year older and relatively more wise, I suppose.
A little bit uglier.
Fuck you. So I'm here, obviously, with my brother Osama, who I just want to kick in the nuts sometimes. Won't do that. Welcome to episode number 71 of the Kiona and Kasson podcast. We're glad to have you with us today. What you cooking up?
I don't know if I can't hear it, so I'm not going to even put it anymore. I thought we were going to.
I think you can still.
I know, but I don't know where to stop it because we can't hear it. So they just heard like 4 seconds of something.
That's a good point. You know why? It's because it's in that piece and not this one.
Oh, we were so close.
I mean, we can still whatever.
I don't know where to stop it. So just in case you were wondering, we thought we figured out how to play music for you guys.
So you might have heard it, but we didn't.
I stopped it because that was the realization I just came to. So anyway, like Adam said, we are what?
Pardon.
Damn it, we can't get together on any of the shit we do. We are back, and yes, we are potting, motherfuckers.
We are, and as you might have noticed, there was a bit of a lack of KKP last week.
Yeah.
I was out there celebrating 30 and whatnot. Trying to live life.
Adam has finally reached the age in which he's been talking shit to me about for the duration of the podcast. Adam's in his 30s.
I left my youth in San Francisco. That's where my last day as a 20-something was.
Oh,
it was all right. It's cool.
How do you feel about that?
I don't love it, but whatever.
How do you feel about being 30? Like, though that decade of twos, you're gone. You'll never reach it again.
Yeah, I was like, man, now I'm officially 3 decades old. It's fucked up.
And technically, you've been in 4 decades, but not really. And you only spent 2 weeks in the 80s.
And we have a very comparable amount of subscribers to the amount of age that I've been here.
You're 130?
No, like 30. We might as well have 30.
Adam is 130 years old.
Well, to our 110s of subscribers, I want to say Merry Christmas to all of you. This will be out on Christmas Eve. And if you do not, in fact, celebrate Christmas, happy whatever day it is that you recognize.
Celebrate the holiday season for what it is, man. A time to be with your family. If you don't subscribe to all of the religious or what not things.
Well, you're not alone. I also don't really, but Christmas is it's basically just an excuse to get together with the fam, spend some time.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the whole gift giving thing.
Yeah, dude, still. I am not buying gifts for that many people.
Listen, if I'm going to go and spend, let's say we have a Secret Santa going on in our family, right? So the limit is $200. Nobody knows who anybody has. I mean, I do, but that's beside the point. Couldn't you just take that $200 and just go buy yourself something? And I can just do the same.
So I'll say this: for the family, I enjoy it.
I enjoy it. I'm saying I don't.
But there shouldn't be a person outside of the family, that should expect a thing from me.
Obviously, like this mind state has changed as we grew, because as a kid, you're like, yeah, I'm trying to go to the family's house and see what I get. Like, nobody's giving you anything extravagant, but you just like opening gifts as a child, whatever.
Yeah, but
now I'm like, just give me a beer and a couch.
Even when I was younger, I was like, dude, why'd you give me fucking deodorant? Like,
yeah,
dude, I get it's the thought that counts, but dude, you could just like not done this. Like, you could have just thought about it. Actually, that's how I feel about it. Like, I thought about it. The thought counts. Unfortunately, the thought wasn't followed by action because I thought I'm not doing that shit.
The thought was as far as, oh, I got to get this person a gift, and then you walk down Walmart's aisle and saw that there was a $10 gift set that had like body wash, some weird lotion, and a deodorant, and then they bought that.
Listen, at this age, right, as adults,
yeah.
Again, nobody outside the immediate fam and my girl should expect something, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Let me just say thank you and to the rest of my siblings who have yet to produce a child, because now that's also less money I need to produce to buy things for people. So when you do have a kid, I'm not buying them shit until they're like 5.
I'm not buying them shit till they're like 5. Like, they're never gonna remember this shit anyway. Just here's some fucking wrapping paper in a box.
Go climb in a box. Have a ball.
Put yourself in the box.
Yeah, no. I this is my least, like, I don't necessarily mind buying things for you guys. What I mind is having to decide what to buy for you. And then, like, we're always really late in the family, so we don't get, like, lists and shit together until pretty far. So I'm, like, pretty much stuck to the point where no matter when I go to the mall, no matter when I go to any stores to shop, there's a billion people out there, and I hate them. And then, like, I have a hard time figuring out what to get you, so I'm at the store for another 3 hours trying to, like, search, and it's just a terrible, terrible situation.
I honestly really hate. So I don't mind buying gifts for my loved ones. I just don't want to do it on a forced holiday.
Yeah, gift giving is, I don't know, fuck it. I'd rather just give you guys gift cards and be like, hey, go crazy, buy what you want. Do what you like to do.
Honestly, no, just because then I have to buy you a gift card, right? So, like, don't buy me, like,
I bought myself a gift card.
I really only enjoy buying gifts for the family. Like I said, I don't feel the need to just. So my girl's buying gifts for like 23 people, man. I'm like, 23 people.
Yeah,
That's a lot of folks, man.
that's mad people.
I don't think I would even. I think you told it to me this earlier this week. You don't even like 23 people.
No, that's a lot of people to like, to be honest. And
That's a lot of like pressure to put on yourself. Like I gotta get them gifts.
yeah,
Oh, and especially if there's somebody in the family I don't like you. Even if I gave gifts to everybody, the person I don't like, you should never expect a gift from me.
no. And if you sit there and look like you feel left out, it's for a reason.
The people I love should feel happy I give them a gift.
I'm broke. You want me to buy you
The
things?
fuck? Like
Buy myself things.
and that's not a selfish thing. It's just like this is a dumb holiday. This is like everybody taking $50 out of their bank account, buying something for somebody else that they don't want or need, and then doing the same for the other.
Well, they put a name to days, and they make some kind of emotional connection to somebody who you care about in whatever your world is. And if you don't get them something on this day, then you're looked at as an asshole. And it's like, really? Why? Valentine's Day is bullshit. Mother's and Father's Day, okay. Those I can understand a little bit more. Should be appreciating them anyway, you know? But like outside of like a birthday, I don't see why I need to go to your store and buy things for people because you said it.
It's capitalism. It's the consumer-driven market that we have that makes everybody want to buy things.
Yeah. Because there's so many cool things.
Dude, like, no, there are cool things, but like, I think you have to use some discretion. Like, as an adult, like, I don't need that.
I mean, that's true. But I'm sure that 90% of the things I have are things I don't really need.
People literally save all year to just spend it all on people.
Yeah, no.
That's so counterproductive.
Yeah, we sound like terrible people, but that's just what it is.
Merry Christmas,
Yeah.
I guess. No.
Let me take off the sweater because I wore it specifically for this episode, which is Christmas related, not the sweater.
How the hell are you doing that one-armed?
You never had to take off your clothes one arm before?
No, I have two. It's got two arms. I always just use the other one to help.
Now, I like this shirt because it says ho 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 on it.
Speaking of that, did you see the Eddie Murphy
His Saturday Night
SNL
Live?
yesterday?
No.
So this is Sunday,
I
obviously.
intended on watching it.
We recorded this on a Sunday. So last night
usual.
was the Christmas episode of SNL, which was also Eddie Murphy's return. The first return he's had since he left in like 84, he said some shit or like that.
Yeah, it was the first time in like 35 years or
Yeah. So I watched a lot of the sketches that they put together, and they were pretty funny. There were some that he fumbled a little bit in some of them, and
he's
it's fine.
getting his groove back.
Yeah. Oh man, honestly, Eddie Murphy looks fucking really good.
Yeah.
Like he fucking looks very healthy and like he barely aged, man.
Yep.
But then again, he had Disney money chilling at the crib, like Al Bundying it, like with his family.
He literally had
and he
nothing
actually
to...
likes his family, so that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
That dude said he got 10 kids.
That's mad kids.
That's more than mad kids.
That's mad kids. Like I don't know if you want to drag the A out a little bit, but it's somewhere in that vicinity.
10 fucking children?
Kids.
Holy shit, dude! Voluntarily?
Yeah.
Like Eddie,
just like
learn to do something with what comes out before you let it. Like 10 kids.
Hey, it's no worse than DMX.
DMX
how do these people got so many kids? DMX has like 14 kids or something.
Dude, it's easy to probably have 14 kids. You just keep fucking and don't pull out. Like, that's a lot of fun. That's easy as fuck, I'm assuming. And they're DMX and Eddie Murphy. Like, of course these broads are like, well, okay then.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's way too many. Like, I don't care if I have... Give me Sean Carter money. $1 billion. And I still don't want anything to do with, like, more than maybe 2 kids. And the only reason why I say that is because if I was rich... 2 kids is an option. Right now, none at all.
There are none's options.
Yeah, the option is none. So, did we talk about Lizzo last week?
Dude, Lizzo's been talked about. Well, we weren't together last week.
Well, yeah, not last week. But so was she up to the same shenanigans 2 weeks ago?
The one where she like cut like two holes in her shirt for her butt cheeks.
And she was twerking.
And it's like honestly, I'm pretty sick of Lizzo.
Yeah,
it's pretty dude. Listen. You don't do these things in like. Why did she have to walk? What was so necessary about that? She could have wore a very short skirt, or a shirt, and like maybe showed some cheek. But no, she was like in the limo. She took her shirt off. I was like, "Do you got some scissors? and she cut 2 holes the size of her gigantic ass cheeks.
Think about that though. How prepared is that limo driver? You got some scissors? Yeah, bitch, right here.
I sure do. What the fuck you gonna do?
Like, why do you have?
I'm gonna cuss, dude. She cut 2. They weren't. Her gigantic ass was just out.
Why? I don't know why she's clowning. You know,
This is like super like. Her marketing strategy is shocking and appalling, but shockingly efficiently effective and successful.
if you were a single man, would you hit?
Hell no. I'm not interested in Lizzo.
I just feel like it was a question that needs to be asked.
I just think it's like,
me neither.
Like I don't want to fat shame or nothing, but dude, she's a big girl and like know your limitations.
Well, like,
I get the idea of let people live and let live, blah 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 blah.
you just gotta you gotta make better choices. Like at the Staples Center, you have
kids
all over the
family,
place.
Yeah.
It's on national TV.
She gets up and twerks.
Yeah,
which I wasn't impressed with either.
Like if you were up
If you're gonna get
twerking
up
like in the third 300 level or some shit, that might be a little bit different. You're not right on the floor like people trying to play ball and
No,
shit.
look, she like half-assed it. But no,
she definitely full ass.
She literally no way, dude. Those holes were not big enough for those gigantic ass cheeks.
She full assed it.
But I wasn't even impressed with her twerk.
No.
If you're gonna twerk, okay, first off, if you're gonna go and do what you're doing, like don't hold back, right? So she has no twerking skills. Firstly, secondly, it's really not that big of an ass as much as of a like just big surface area ass. It's like a lot of surface area. So I learned something, right? So I learned something the other day on YouTube, right? Shockingly.
It's a good tool. You guys should watch it.
So I learned, like, they were like, why planes don't fly over Hawaii, right? Yeah. Or usually they don't. And the issue is, I was like, okay, maybe because of how remote it is, right? You fly over it and you're now in the middle of, because Hawaii is the most remote, and I promise we're getting to something about Lizzo. So Hawaii is the most remote land in all of the earth, right? Yeah. It's so remote. So what they were saying is to fly, it was actually shorter for planes to fly a little bit higher up towards the North Pole and come back down, right? Like they would make instead of coming, let's say you're flying from Cali and you fly from California straight to Hawaii, like on the latitude or longitude. Longitude is this?
Yeah, I think so.
Longitude, right? And you like we know. And so so like instead of flying straight to it, they make more of a because Earth is a sphere, right?
Yeah.
But it's not perfect. Right, like
wait, it's not flat. I'm just joking.
Like Lizzo's ass. Oh, anyway, so they go up, right, and they come back down, and it's actually a shorter distance than if you were to come around the circumference of it.
Well, I mean, I would think that would make sense,
right?
Like go.
And so what I'm getting to is there's a lot of surface area on the Earth.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of surface area on Lizzo's ass. So what I'm also saying is
you said a lot.
She didn't take into consideration the surface area when cutting them holes. She should have cut them longer.
She should have cut around them instead of like around them.
I think she probably was like, "Hey, would you cut this hole around my ass cheeks?" And nobody was a taker, right? So
now that I think about it, I'm going back to your Hawaii thing. What reason would you have to fly over Hawaii? Where the fuck are you going? That's like a 36-hour flight to
Thailand
wherever you are.
Or wherever the fuck.
Yeah, but like, okay, let's say you're leaving from California. You're going southwest, and then you have to come back up.
I don't know what you just asked.
Why would you fly over? So this is where the United States is, right? And this is where Hawaii is, and then this is where Asia is. So what are you doing this for?
Well, I think that Hawaii is more like close. Like I think you put it down a little further than it is.
I don't think it's that.
I think it's more of like.
We're talking about the Earth.
Again, we have no idea what we're talking about here. We've both never been.
We probably also have literally no interest in anybody hearing this conversation. So.
Yeah, nobody will anyway. But but what I'm saying is that Lizzo is she could have done better.
Yeah, she could have. Yeah.
Did we say what episode this is?
Yeah.
71?
Yeah.
71?
Yeah.
Woke up this morning.
What? 71? What?
And we shot 71. Whoa, whoa.
There's a lot of funny shit to talk about. But before we get to any of those things, let's talk about the sneakers we got on today. I think that
I've been rocking these a little bit more lately.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
there's not really anything to talk about with that.
yeah, I mean they're classics. So kiss my ass.
They are. These I believe are the All-Star 6s from I want to say 2017, and they really just become.
What about them is All-Star?
This like iridescent color? I don't know
What the
why.
fuck does that got to do with All-Star?
That's just like it matched their jerseys for the year that they used. Why is anything anything? You know,
That's remarkable.
it's remarkable. Why are those Concords?
Because
What's so Concordian about them?
Purple, I think, isn't that what it is?
It's on the bottom. You can't even see it unless somebody looks at the bottom of your foot.
Well, if you know, you know.
Okay, so I'll just apply that logic to my 6s.
Yeah, but
They've become like one of my favorite, like go-to Christmas shoes. I think
Well, I could
they have,
see
like,
that
this little-
being a little bit of a thing. There's some green.
it's like a green bluish kind of thing,
not that blue is part of Christmas, but hey.
But also, I realize I have like 4 pairs of 6s or something.
So
I enjoy them. It was kind of like I didn't even notice.
you didn't even notice?
It's kind of like it's both ours. So just keep it down at my house. Yeah. So there's your sneaker segment of the week. Huh? Ain't that exciting?
One day we'll get new sneakers and it'll be more exciting. We promise.
Also, when it's warmer, I have 1 or 2 pairs that I have never worn, and particularly on the show. But
There a reason for that?
I just haven't broke them out. I'm watching StockX, trying to pinch them off a little bit, and then if that doesn't work, eventually I'll wear them here. I think.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Pinch them off.
Yeah.
We're gonna get pinched. What kind of fucking man? Watch out for the fuzz. We're gonna get pinched.
It's just old little Italian guy slang from back in the day.
Like, oh no, we're gonna get pinched. Fuck.
Is there like an Italian word for it? Maybe they used it like in Sicily back in the day.
Pinch?
Yeah.
You gotta pinch the dough.
And then like they came here and they were like, how do we say pinched? And then they started they adopted the slang.
No, that sounds stupid.
I think it's possible.
Anyway, what you got to talk about?
So Tekashi got sentenced finally.
Yeah, dude, he got like
2 years, I think.
48 or 24 months or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And then he got time served, so he'll probably be back next year.
Yeah.
Well, that's just
This is the most blatant snitching and coming back that I've ever seen in my life.
so. Dude, this is ridiculous. Like this is like, and he's refused witness protection.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe he wants to get shot.
I don't know if he's gonna get shot, man. I kind of think there's a possibility that this guy might just
If
be
he
able to
doesn't
continue
get
his
shot,
career.
I think it's just because he uses his house for everything. Doesn't leave it. Has a studio down there. Uber eats all of his food in. I don't see him just like cavalierly running the streets after this.
Cavalierly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that that's not a thing. I think honestly we're living in a different time, and I
mean,
think
for
that
sure, but
no. I think what's happening is there's a possibility this motherfucker may be able to come home and just resume life as he knew it before.
the ending of
Also,
Goodfellas with Ray Liotta is his whole life for the last 2 years.
I heard
He
didn't they
was
drop
literally like, "Can you point him out? Can you point him out?" And then
didn't they drop the case against all of them? Isn't that what I read?
no,
I
some
read
of
that.
them are
I thought I read that.
pretty much fucked. So
So he's gonna come out. He's gonna record an album. What are your predictions?
he's gonna be number 1 on the charts.
Can he perform like in public?
No,
I disagree.
I don't think so.
I
I think it depends. I think he can tour overseas, but if he's like in the United States trying to tour, I don't think so. There's certain maybe small markets he can go to and sell out like a 2,000 crowd or something like that, but like I think that's the extent of it. I don't think he can do like grand tours.
I disagree. I think I would have told you before this whole thing went down that the chances are that Tekashi will probably be either in jail for a very long time or he will end up in witness protection for a very long time. Either way,
Yeah, but neither of those are going to happen.
Right. None of that, like I said before, this all went down. Now I'm thinking maybe there's a chance the dude can come back and literally just go pretty much press the resume button. On
Who's going to open for him? His girlfriend?
I don't
Listen, guys. Before Daniel starts,
Why
he's
does he
just
need
really
an opener?
sorry. He was really,
Why does he need an opener?
It was just supposed to be a joke about his girlfriend writing letters to the judge, but
No, I get
Or
it,
we
but
could
I'm just being completely, I'm just being like 100% serious. I think dude might be able to come back and actually perform and like sell out shows.
I don't think so.
Consider this.
I think-
Before hold on. Consider this. The machine don't care nothing about anything but profitability and marketability.
But it has nothing to do with
his
that.
this day and age, I think he is profitable and marketable.
People get shot all the time for just showing up in the wrong place.
I know, but I don't know that
All the
this
time.
is different. This is different.
It's not different. He's gonna have to be more calculated in his moves.
I think this is different.
I think he gets out and he tours overseas for a year. And he comes back, hope things die down.
I think he
might very
I think he
well-
will go overseas the tour, and maybe I don't know. This
He
kid
might
is
very
not.
well end up in Brazil or Cuba, whatever, just hanging out with Pac. Yeah.
I don't know.
And then he might get stabbed over there too.
Listen. I want to say that the way that hip hop is, my hip hop wouldn't allow it. Right? I'd like to say that the hip hop I know and love won't allow it. However, what we all have to realize is that this is not the same hip hop we grew up on.
Yes, but what you also have to realize is there's gang affiliations involved.
I know, but that doesn't mean the same thing as it did back in the day.
But people are pretty active in gang shit.
I
still.
know, man, but nothing about nothing about this situation has gone by any of the
Street code type of shit.
Yeah, any of the norm that we were used to.
Yeah, but so you think about the fact
It's
that
gone against the grain in every way possible so far.
the people
And
who he
he's
put
still
in
been
jail,
popular.
the people who he put in jail by snitching on him, these people were street people first. So they probably have some affiliations in the street that even though they're in jail, he's not going to be able to safely
But
walk.
that's always the case, of course, man. People are going to see you regardless. They got most of these dudes who,
This is
like
why
you said,
I don't
are
think he's
heavily
gonna be-
involved.
He might put out music, but I don't think he's going to be like physically in the public eye for a little while. And not saying that he won't be able to eventually, because that's probably true, but I don't think he's going to be able to come out here, put out an album, and start performing or start touring in like 6 months. It's going to be a process. Like he'll probably put out music in the first 6 months.
I don't know. I'm gonna leave it up to we'll just have to wait and see.
And think
But
about what's
everything
his music.
I know this has gone against everything I know to be a truth in
If
the way
he-
this
if
should
he-
operate. Like
if he puts out
this
music,
situation.
he can't put out what he's been putting out. The content can't be the same thing. He can't.
Again, I can't say that's true either. Remember, I'm only saying this because this is a one-off. This is nothing. This goes against everything we know. Everything that we would say should happen in this situation based on history, right? And the way that this culture has conducted itself to this point, this goes against this. This goes against it
This
completely.
is relatively unprecedented.
Right. This is a landmark case or landmark situation. We don't know how this plays out because every turn has been the opposite of what we thought. If we thought it was going to make a right, it made a left. If we thought it was going to stop, it went straight.
Not 100% because we knew he was going to snitch on everybody.
But we didn't know to what extent. We didn't know to how blatant. We didn't know how how big of a he just threw caution to the wind, threw everybody's name under the bus, said, I ain't with this witness protection.
This is why, just because these are his actions, I don't see it like maybe he's trying to be like, oh yeah, whatever, brush it off. But you snitched on everybody, and now you're like, fuck witness protection. I'm gonna come back out. He's gonna be out of jail in probably a matter of like a year. I think that's just a little bit too arrogant.
Only time will tell, man. That's what I'm gonna say about this.
I mean, look, not wishing harm on anybody, but I don't think he's going to be in a situation where he can leave his house very much.
I mean,
especially when people know where he lives.
I guess we will see, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Time will tell, but I just don't. I thought it was real funny the notes to the judge from his girl and his mom. Obviously, I understand a little more from his mom, but his girl was like,
"Please don't put him in jail."
Like, I've known him for a month. It's devastating to lose.
What?
Like you were.
You're not helping his case.
He spent more time snitching than with this girl.
He sure did. But yeah, man. All I got to say is, time will tell. But I can't really predict anything because everything I've thought would happen has not really transpired here. So
and maybe because he's bold enough to have had the last 6 months that he had and still come out and put out music, that might make people want to listen to it anyway. It's just a weird time.
This is not before. That's all you can say. This is not
now
before.
Is not what it was then.
Now isn't then.
Okay, so let's talk some more funny celebrity shit. Eminem and Nick Cannon.
So I haven't listened to anything, but like
I heard one of the invitation, whatever that Nick Cannon put out with the Black Squad and Suge Knight. Why Suge was there, I don't know.
Suge was in there. He's not in jail.
I don't know if he like. I didn't see like the video, so I don't know, that part. But all I know is he was like involved, like very much.
This is getting weird. I think this is hilarious. I also don't care to listen about it. I listen. We all know my thoughts on Eminem. I don't want to hear Eminem. Yes, Eminem is a battle rapper. Do we want his like reintroduction to battle rap be with him and Nick Cannon?
Did you hear the Fat Joe song with him?
With who?
With Eminem, where he's talking about Nick Cannon. Like,
Fat Joe dissed Eminem. I mean, Nick Cannon.
No, he didn't. But when M came on, that's
how'd it go? Like, what happened?
It was a pretty good track, actually. It was one of his
what did he say?
He took shots, talking about Mariah and talking about like somebody said something about him losing to Nick Cannon, and he was like, "I would do something before I lost to you, Nick." And he, Eminem has never been shy about calling Nick Cannon's name out in a song. He does not give a fuck.
He's definitely never liked Nick Cannon for whatever reason.
Because they shared some pussy, not at the same time, but
so like.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe they did.
That's so they've got pussy in common, right?
They have pussy in common, and it's not like any pussy. This is
Mariah Carey.
This is extravagant pussy. Like, this is top shelf, high profile, A-list. And I don't know if that speaks nothing to the quality, just to who the person is,
Mariah Carey's crazy,
but Mariah Carey is Mariah Carey. So.
Yeah, agreed. So basically, he said something. Nick Cannon ain't like it, and then he went back.
I feel like this was like almost a long time in the making.
Oh, of course. Now they got to fight.
But now they either have to fight.
Sometimes I want to punch Eminem in the face. He looks so like he's got like that.
Nick got to snuff him now.
That beard and Nick can't. I mean, Eminem's always got a frown.
Yeah,
he
looks like he's still living his childhood.
He's always frowning.
He looks like he hates his life every day he wakes up.
Always frowning, dude. He's always sad.
It's like when you took the drugs out of the equation for Eminem, all of his happiness is drained out of his life.
Literally, like somebody sucked the soul out of his ass, and it's not like the good way.
Yeah.
Somebody sucked the soul out of his ass.
It's not like Royce, right? Like he's real close to Royce, and Royce stopped drinking, and he's what, like 5+ years now.
Yeah.
And only thing he's done has improved in his career and like the moves that he's making. And I think realistically, Royce could be even better if he never mended his relationship with Eminem.
I'm a little behind on the Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm just now at the point where they're talking to Royce.
Yeah.
And Maul asked if he thought that Royce's friendship with or relationship with Eminem was like a hindrance to Slaughterhouse. And he said he didn't think it was either, or he didn't know if it was either.
Yeah, he said that.
I think I'm on record saying that I believe his relationship with. Obviously, this is me as an outside looking in, somebody who like is just a fan of the music. But I think I've always said that I thought that his relationship and probably Crooked's fandom of Eminem really did hold them back to some extent.
I think that's probably true, and the thing is, like, they probably, if it wasn't for Royce and Eminem's relationship, when things started to go a little bit weird, when it came to, like, you know, everybody dealing with the label because they were signed to Shady, right? I think they could have walked away and gone and signed somewhere else, but because Royce and Eminem are so close, like they didn't want to. I don't know what it was. Like maybe he didn't want to like start more drama and like
cause a rift between them again.
Yeah,
I don't know. But I honestly just don't need to hear M rap anymore. Like legend or not, like I just don't need to hear you like create any. Like you're just. I don't know. He seems like the old man that doesn't need to be involved in the sport anymore.
The verse that he reignited this drama with Nick Cannon, that one verse is better than the whole last album he put out.
I don't know if I'm going to listen to it. We'll see. I don't really.
I mean, I like Fat Joe when it's on one of his albums, so
I don't go out of my way to listen to M. I don't go out of my way to listen to like man, who did I just have in my head right now? I can't remember. It'll come to me. But like, yeah, I don't really go out of my way to listen to people like Eminem. Just kind of has veered off track in my opinion, and like I'm not really there to. I don't want to hear him like old man grumble.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I won't chalk it up to his age.
Kanye,
there's 50-year-olds putting out music.
Kanye,
you know
too. Like I just kind of don't.
Oh no, definitely not.
You're like this
That's
weird
the problem.
world they both live in, where I'm just like, eh.
So I listened to Shady 45, right? And first of all, Royce was on Sway's show last week. Before he was on the Budden podcast, I want to say, right?
Okay.
And they're talking about the same thing, and he's like, I think he pretty much echoed what he said on the Budden, but he's like, M is very, very easily distracted, and like, so they're not sure even if Bad Meets Evil 2 is going to come out. They're like, oh, it's the same thing, with Preem, like we get things done, but he's very busy and distracted, and like it's like as much as I would like to be like, yeah, let me call him up and things kind of get started, you kind of got to stay on them a little bit to make things go. So, and then yeah, like they'll put randomly they'll stop talking, having their conversations, and play some music, and they'll always put fucking like Kanye's new shit on, and I don't really want to listen to that. That. Otherwise, like the station is cool, but there's just certain things that like when I try to avoid them on my phone, they'll pop up on that station, and so that's where I heard the Fat Joe Eminem song first.
Okay. So they're old rappers. You're an old man now.
Yeah.
Something
like that.
30 years old.
I ain't even mad. I
ain't mad at you.
We're looking to take a part 2 of this trip to LA.
For why?
4th of July.
You're going to LA on 4th of July, huh?
Yes.
For what?
Because I want to see LA. Pretty much. That was about it. I was like, we'll walk down where Studio City at. Where they make all the movies. See if I get discovered or some shit. Do a couple interviews.
And Adam's gonna end in the porn business in the Valley.
I have more viewers.
I'm pretty sure that I've heard that male porn stars don't make nearly as much as women porn stars.
Ain't nobody going to Pornhub and searching for a male porn star.
Yeah, but you still got to take part in it.
This is true, but they don't care about that.
Yo, then how come how come males in the porn industry never like protest the the lack of pay equality in the porn business from male to women?
Because their job is to just smash all the female porn stars. I don't think they really care.
Easier said than done.
I don't think so.
All I'm saying is men should fight for equal pay in porn business.
I mean, hey, if that's their fight, that's their fight. I could care less.
I'm just saying, because if I were a woman, I'd be a porn star.
I mean, Yeah, me too. But these women who have like OnlyFans and shit are making more money than probably porn stars.
I also would have an OnlyFans.
We've said this plenty of times before, but
I will keep
just rings
reiterating
true.
it.
You know,
There is that money to be made.
consistency in the argument.
Nobody wants to see a male's OnlyFans page.
Nobody wants to see a male.
Mail time. I check my mail once a fucking week, man. I'm not interested in all those fucking bills and shit.
You walk out of your house every single day and pass the mailbox.
Yeah, but I don't really. I leave out of the back of my house, like towards the garage, so it's never really a thing where oh shit, you know.
So Vivi doesn't get the mail?
Huh?
So Vivi doesn't get the mail? Her car's parked right in
Yeah,
front, so I know she walks by that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've thought about this plenty of times. Like, you know, you pass that a lot.
That's just laziness when your mail sits in the mailbox for a week.
Mail does what?
When your mail sits in a mailbox for a week.
Oh, well, listen, I figure it's been, I'd be like, yo, it didn't get here in time.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
I suppose so. Opposite shout out to mail.
Opposite shout out to Glenn.
Opposite shout out to Glenn, too. You know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that because of the spirit of Christmas, but then, like, in the spirit of Kiona and Kasson podcast, I said opposite shout out to Glenn. Because
and consistency.
You can't see it here, but, you know, Sam has a pretty nice little Christmas tree up.
Yeah, man. I
got some presents under the tree.
Well, none of those are presents that I've put under there. Again, I've only said I was going to buy gifts for, I believe, a total of 3 people this year. So
you got like the real fancy, you know, rich white people wreath on your door?
Oh, that was like $250.
Like $2.50?
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say, who the fuck pays $2.50 for a wreath? Little gold and white balls, like fucking.
So I didn't want to buy a super small tree this year. I have an anorexic tree that I don't really care for. I think we threw away just so I would force myself to buy a new one.
This is like the Grinch who stole Christmas tree, you know?
It's like 7 feet or so, 7 a little bit more. It's a fake tree. I've never had a real tree, as you know.
I've had a real tree. They're all right, you know. Honestly, they're like more upkeep than is necessary.
Yeah, I am not interested in that.
You have to go down to like place, choose a tree, saw the motherfucker down, tie it on top of your car.
You had to saw the tree down?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I was gonna say that's fucking hilarious, dude.
Well, yeah, like whoever you, if you went by yourself, you'd have to do it. You know, I didn't.
What the fuck would you go with?
I was just with a group of people who.
You just went to like a field and stole trees?
Well, no, no, you get in trouble for that, man. Remember that '70s show? They had their Christmas episode. And
I'll get in trouble for stealing a tree. How the fuck would they know I had their tree?
You can't cut down a tree.
How would they know I have their tree?
Because they know.
It's at my house by the time they know.
Yes, but you have to drive it first.
Is there trackers?
I don't know.
This world is fucking nuts.
There might be. I mean, there's trackers on whales and sharks in the ocean.
I guess if they got trackers on them, they definitely could have trackers on a tree. But
they just like shoot it into the fucking tree with like a rappel gun.
A rappel gun? What's a rappel?
A rappel gun.
You mean the fucking thing that has the
Batman has?
Yeah. What is that?
The claw.
A hook and loop and things.
What?
I don't know. Just gonna be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a little rusty. It's 2 weeks since the last pod, and I'm kind of lost. Whoa!
I can tell. Well, you know what? Let me see what I can share with you from my little vacation.
Oh yeah, I was wondering how your vacation to the least fat town in America is.
The least fat town is very good. So we had an Airbnb. We went with like 12 people. There was an Airbnb that was like on the top of this hill, right? Anybody knows anything about San Francisco, it's just full of fucking hills.
That's why there's no fat people. That's just why a lot of gay slim people.
Some more or less. So where we were, it was a little like suburb called Liberty Hill, right? Essentially,
Grand Theft Auto,
something like that. Honestly, they should make one there. They might already have one.
That sounds exactly never really like some Grand Theft Auto shit.
They've never really been like outright about where they are.
Never.
You know, so
it's either west or like it's in the east or the west coast.
Yeah,
that's about it.
So anyway, this was like a neighborhood that was filled with like rich young tech people, right? For instance, right across the street from our Airbnb, Mark Zuckerberg had a house. Yeah, Mike.
Did I say
Mark.
Mike?
Yeah, you said Mike. It's Mark. You have a mic in your hand.
But you don't know about Mike Zuckerberg, who is his brother.
No.
Mike Zuckerberg lives across the street. Mark is little known fact. Mark has Marcus,
Like
Miguel,
Babe Ruth's brother,
Michael,
Gabe Ruth.
Gabe Ruth.
I don't think all those Zuckerbergs exist. Anyway,
Well,
so
Mike does.
so we
Mike Zuckerberg.
I don't think so. Anyways, back to my story. So Mark Zuckerberg lived across the street. There was some really nice places, a lot of places under construction. San Francisco is like old city vibes, right? The houses look like they haven't all been updated on the outside very much. The inside might be nice, might be a different story, but so we tried to avoid taking Uber everywhere. There was 10 of us or 12 of us, so we didn't rent a car. Can't all fit in one,
Vehicle.
So oftentimes we walked places. Like 2 blocks down was a pretty like busy district of San Francisco. So now when I talk about these hills, they're literally on like 45-degree angles, right? Like it's steep as fuck. So you walk down and like you can't walk, you pretty much have to run. Like there's no way you can get the traction to just walk.
That's funny.
And then there's like it's kind of like a college town right there in that little. It's called the Mission District, so it's like their community college
What
area.
college? Oh, it's a community college.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't know much about the history of it. All I know is they have like a lot of little local eateries. Like there wasn't a lot of like McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King. Like you didn't see a lot of that out there at all. Pretty
Because
much.
there's no fat people, man. Fat people eat those places.
And yeah, that's true. And I guess like
Never heard a skinny person say, "Man, I want a Big Mac."
it's hard to be fat and walk back up that 45-degree hill. And that was where. So it was interesting to me because the first day we were walking back up, did it maybe 2 times or something, and like it was fairly easy. I was like, this sucks to have to do this, but whatever. And every additional day it got harder. By the time the last day hit, I walked up the hill at night. We were out doing something. I got up there and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Chicago is so fucking flat.
Yeah, man. It's like that's a big culture shock thing, right? So obviously there are certain attractions that everybody knows in San Francisco. Like they have Full House was shot there, so they got the Full House, which I didn't bother going to see because I Googled it just to figure out where it is, see how far it is from where we were. They changed the staircase, they changed the door, they changed like it doesn't look like it anymore on the outside. And,
so what's the point of that?
and people live there, so you can't actually like go into or anything like that.
Dude, fuck that. They have literally voluntarily decided we're going to live in a place where it is a historical thing for people who love this show.
Yeah.
They should always have to be inconvenienced and open the door for people who want to see it.
I would agree. They should have to treat it like an open house.
Yeah. I don't
But
even
they
think
don't.
that they shot inside of that house. I think that was just the outside and they shot on the studio.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
But
that's what it was.
I think you should allow me in the house.
I agree. But then that takes away some of the mystique,
No, fuck that. I want to see the inside. I want to be confirming that this is not where they actually shot.
Well, yeah, so essentially that's why we just didn't end up going to see it. Didn't really care about that. Then there was other, monuments and shit around San Francisco that I really knew nothing about their significance, but it's a pretty historic place. So what we did go to was Alcatraz Island. Now, when you go to Alcatraz, you have to take like a ferry boat, but bigger. There, I try to explain it like if you're from Chicago, the Odyssey boat on Navy Pier.
yeah.
About that size, maybe
Okay.
a little bit smaller. So
Does it have the ferry thing, the paddles that push you?
No.
No,
it was literally-
riverboats.
it was almost like if you took a cruise ship and sized it down. Like you had a deck on both sides.
Okay.
Whatever. So it's in like you have to go to where they're like equivalent to Navy Pier is, right? And you know how Navy Pier, you got like a million shops they go through, and then just restaurants all over the place. It's pretty much that. So it's about, they said, 1.25 miles from like the mainland to Alcatraz.
Okay.
So it takes you about 15, 20 minutes to get there. What I liked about it is they pretty much like they give you 5 or 10 minutes in the beginning where somebody's talking to you and like telling you a little bit about the history and like just letting you know, hey, there's certain signs that are marking certain areas off around here. You can't go back there for your safety, but whatever. And then you pretty much go on your own. So we're with 12 people, right? And we're like, everybody's kind of just looking around, and you're going at your own pace. I really like that you were able to kind of like go and tour it on your own. You don't have like somebody leading you.
Okay.
Then there was one part where you go finally to like the jail area. So you walk through where like the other showers were first, and like where they kept all the prison uniforms and everything. And then they give you an audio tour. So you have like headphones and like a little fucking device that pretty much tells you where you should be given every speech. And you go upstairs and you just kind of like, you're listening to it. You can pause it, look around wherever you want. And they tell you like stories of there was like 3 guys who they were the only ones to ever successfully escape the prison.
Yeah.
But it was like the most elaborate escape, because this is, mind you, it was supposed to be like the most secure building, right?
Right.
So they like went to the library in the place, and they were like all studying Spanish and shit like that. So they assumed that these people broke out and went to Mexico.
Yeah.
But they never saw them again after they broke out.
Yeah,
so they
I
don't know
heard,
if they died or not.
They said that well, they think that 2 died in the bay or something like that.
Yeah.
And they say 1 might have gotten away or something like that.
I don't even know. Like they didn't mention anything about any particular person.
Because I've seen documentaries on it a little bit. Because I'm actually pretty interested in Alcatraz. I think it's pretty, like it's pretty.
I mean, there's
a pretty
Chicago
intriguing
connection.
place.
There's a Chicago connection.
Well,
We had Al Capone who was there. But they basically like, I think at that time in the 60s or whatever it was, they were using like still regular silverware at the lunch table. They weren't using plastic forks and shit. So all you have to do is break off the top, and it becomes like a pickaxe. So they cut holes in the bottom of their prison cell.
Holy shit.
And then they like used their own hair. I don't know how they made these like mannequin heads. And they pretended like it was like in their bed, right? So they used their own hair somehow, got it attached, like they grew it out, cut it probably over the year. And I guess one of the guards like came to try to get one of them up in the morning, and as he pulled the blanket back, the head fell off. And he at first like thought it was them, and then he realized it wasn't. And then so basically like they cut through the sides, and then they went up to the roof, and that's as far as anybody knew that they got. And I was like, damn, some pretty crazy shit. So I was like, I wonder if Shawshank Redemption was based on a real story.
Oh, dude, but you gotta think about it. Dude, in Shawshank, he literally fucking crawled through a shit pipe that was like, what is it, a mile long or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Dude, there's no fucking way I could. Dude, firstly, that means that there's like almost no air, right? Because it's all just shit and methane, right? Yeah. So that's got to be nice and fucking easy to breathe in. And then, like, there's no light. Like, you just keep crawling with your eyes closed, just like,
Trying not to get fucking shit in your mouth as you're crawling.
Dude, I know it because I'm so literally, you have to close. You can't close your nose because you'll die. So you got to, like, breathe in through your nose.
You know how in Family Guy they go into, like, those projectile vomit scenes?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I would just literally throw up the whole time.
And you can't like give up, right?
You can. You'll die probably quickly though.
I don't think so. You're gonna just be sitting down there like, just kill me.
You can't get out. What if it's just like a big stoppage? Like you can't. You got to punch through it.
Like I shouldn't have drank so much water before I left. Now I'm hydrated.
I gotta pee. Oh well, I could just pee here. He came out that thing with that bar of soap. Like I need to wash.
Dude, that's got to be like. Yeah, no. There's no way to successfully clean yourself after that.
Dude, if anything should scare you from jail, it's having the thought of like, I have to break out, but the only way I can break out is through this shit pipe.
Yeah.
And this pipe is long as fuck. You're screaming, like literally, chances are you've gone through like your shit, somebody else's shit. Yeah. It's just a whole shit pipe.
So then they
nice content, huh?
They had like little basically like brick size holes in the walls throughout the prison that were windows, right? They put a glass in the middle, and then there was windows pretty much fucking everywhere. So part of what they did to these guys was there's no better view of San Francisco than from Alcatraz, right? You got the Oakland Bridge on one side, you got the Golden Gate Bridge on the other side, and you got basically what looks like favelas all over the place, right? So as soon as you come outside from that side, if you're on the right side of the island, you can see everything beautifully. And they were like, pretty much that was by design to make them see what they're missing.
Feel bad? Oh, yeah. Shit.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, man, that's fucked up.
And I always thought Alcatraz was kind of like like a Guantanamo type of thing, where like just like the biggest offenders end up there. And realistically, what it is like, say you committed a murder or you armed robbery or whatever, and you were in one other jail, and you were just like fucking up at that jail, could not stay out of trouble. They'd send you there.
Makes sense.
And I was like, damn.
And
So
like,
some people spent like not very long there, you know, like a year or two or whatever. And
but think about it. Like, in order to escape, you have to go swim through the bay, which is filled with sharks. Filled with sharks.
oh yeah, and that was part of their thing too. Like they keep sharks circling the island.
They like throw
So,
chum out there and
yeah,
shit.
so shit like that. You know, keep them active.
That's
I was like,
fucked up.
yeah, it's not a place you really want it to be. You know.
No, dude.
And they were like, outside of that, the temperature of the water is just so cold, you know, that if you tried to swim,
that was their thing. Like, it was almost impossible to escape from, because the conditions, once you even got out of the jail, were like ridiculous.
Well, and it sucks because like the mainland, you're looking at it so close but so far, right? And like
that's also the
I can
thing.
damn near reach out and touch it, but I can't get there.
That's the psychological aspect they put together for that, like to make you actually feel like, man, it's right there, and if I could just get out these walls, and then you try to get in there and you get eaten by a shark.
But see, as good of a strategy as that was, that's kind of what ended up being Alcatraz's demise. They were like, you know, you're sitting out here on an island that's, you know, a couple miles, like maybe 4 square miles, and you have like crazy windy conditions and big waves coming, and that's why they closed it. They're like, it's so expensive to keep this thing running. They said by the time like they were 15 or 20 years into after they built it, the walls on the outside were deteriorating
Because
like
the salt water and shit.
Yeah, like it was hard to. So now it's like I think they call it just national park territory. So the guy, when you first get off the ferry and he's like telling you, you know, what the rules are and, you know, giving you an introduction, he's like, yeah, there's a smoking area over there. He's like, but this is national parkland. It's not like part of San Francisco. So what you might be able to smoke over there, you can't smoke here. Like, then, you know, don't light a blunt out here, please.
Because it's federal.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, man. It was pretty cool though. Then we went to, you know, a little bit further down the pier and see like a bunch of sea otters all over the place.
Did you see anything get fucking breached by a goddamn great white?
No, I was looking.
Dude, can
for
you
that
imagine
too.
just being a fucking seal, just fucking minding your business, lollygagging all day, because they're like the dogs of the ocean and shit, just cool as fuck.
They put them,
And
I
then
think,
all
in
of a
like
sudden
little.
you're in this fucking shark's mouth.
They give them like a little like a safe haven kind of thing, you know. So it's kind of like they get maybe 200-300 square feet of area, a bunch of like fucking pallets out there that are floating in the water, and there's like 30 of them just chilling on
Really?
the same one, sleeping, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like they're like literally like dogs.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. And then of course, you know, like they had dispensaries all over the place because California has it legalized out there.
Legalize
So
it.
pretty much everywhere you go, you smell weed. There was like 4 or 5 dispensaries probably within like walking distance from us.
Dude, it's speaking of that, we about to make it legal in like less than like fucking, what's today's date?
Today, I think it's the 22nd. Yep.
We got like 9 days and we got like legal weed in Chicago.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of crazy.
That is crazy as fuck, man.
Yeah.
There's one that's gonna open up from the house like 6 blocks away. It's
Crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy, son. I like you.
Here's my
You're
piece.
crazy.
Marijuana is not legal in 5 years. I've lost all faith in humanity.
Where's that from? again?
Pineapple Express. Everything comes back to Pineapple Express.
Fucking lingerer, man.
Nothing. No quality I hate in a person more than.
Oh, my printer. Did you break it? Chicken fries.
Yeah, it's a great show or a great movie.
I thought hurricane season was over.
Yo, did you see? Did you? I don't know if you guys had this episode yet of Budden's podcast, but when they had the Nation of Islam call in,
Yeah. I was like, I just was
damn.
like, this is mad serious. So I was like,
I didn't expect it.
I was gonna like skip ahead, but I was like, man, they might hear me that I skipped ahead, so I don't want to deal with
It
it.
was so nonchalant how he brought it up. He was like, yeah, so you know, like I was, what we're talking about, the Godfather of Harlem, and you know, the Nation contacted me, and they wanted to, you know, contact.
So what
us.
I'm gonna do
So we're
right
gonna
now is call them.
I was like, okay, Joe. Like,
I wonder if Rory and Mal were like,
maybe they
because
are the
I
content kings.
never watched, right?
No.
So like, I bet you Royce was like, "This is what you brought me up here for, Joe? Gotta listen to you talk to the Nation."
Yeah, it was crazy.
But yeah, I was like, yo, they are getting super like official. I'm like, that's some like,
Yo, they were like
classified information, dude.
They were like, the government has always been the enemy. Whether it was this,
Damn, Joe, you trying to get this bag, not get bagged.
Right. I mean,
get bagged, toe tagged like a hag in the bag. I said bag multiple times.
You did.
Shit
I'm sure the federal government already knows.
Times.
I'm sure the federal government already knows how the Nation of Islam feels about them. You know?
Yeah, but like, does Joe want
probably
that
how
heat
the
on his
nation
podcast?
feels about the world of Islam? You know,
does Joe want that heat on a podcast? Does Rory and Mal are probably like, yo, we thought we were just gonna have a fucking lighthearted conversation. Okay.
And then he was like, take it, Parks and Rory, race relations.
Race relations. I just like that Parks is white thought now. That's real funny.
Yeah, that shit's real funny.
If we had more people, we can give each other nicknames. But just us calling each other nicknames just sounds a little weird.
If you caught in I think it was my last rap or the one before that, I named our fans the KKP Tots.
KKP Tots.
Scott's Tots.
I'm not going to be paying for anybody's tuition today, actually. He was like, well, you got to remember that there's different choices when getting an education nowadays. You know, there are classes online, and in order to, with that, you need a laptop. And to power those laptops, you need batteries. I got one for everybody. They're lithium. The Office
idiot.
is so great. Such a funny show, man.
Yeah, for sure. We've said it before, but Michael Scott could only be Michael Scott.
Yeah, there's nobody else that can play him. He is actually him in real life, so there's that.
Yeah, sure he is.
I've been watching a lot of cooking shows lately, man. I think I'm gonna start cooking.
Trying to learn how to mix it up.
Yeah, would you guys like to see some KKP cook videos? Let us know. We only have a few of you watching.
KKP
so
style.
The few that do subscribe, you let us know. We might chef some shit up in the kitchen.
We might.
A little Ghost and Ray. Something like that.
A little what?
Ghost and Ray. Ghostface and Ray.
Oh, I thought you said Ghost Array. I was like, what the fuck is a Ghost Array?
A ghost array. Yeah, man, just a ghost array of food. It's just fucking tremendous.
It's just an array of ghost food.
It's really remarkable.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Anyway, whatever, Adam.
I don't want things to be remarkable in life.
What else you got to talk about?
Nothing.
Oh,
nothing at all.
So the new camera on Purple Haze 2 came out.
Oh yeah,
I listened to it. I like it.
I'm behind on some music, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, which is bad because I should probably catch up by soon, so we can actually talk about the music
there's
of
some.
the year.
I mean, actually, the next show. No, I don't even know if do we get a show that before the end of the year?
Nope. This is the last one of the year.
This is the last show of the year. We didn't even talk about it.
This is the last one of the decade.
Holy shit, we've been doing this a whole decade.
This is like the 2 weeks we spent in the 2010s.
We've been doing this shit a whole decade. The fuck out of here, man. The decade's over.
We started this in a decade.
Nobody knows that because
everybody knows that. All you have to do is go to YouTube, view more videos.
A year ago, right? After a year, there's no telling how in between the year.
No, I think that's not true.
Yeah, it doesn't say a year and 6 months. It says a year, and then the next thing is 2 years.
Well, okay, yeah, but so
not 1.2 years.
We're a year and some change in. It doesn't take much. Plus, you can go to the About page. I'm pretty sure it just tells you when the channel started. So,
yeah,
most of our viewers are savvy
about
YouTubers.
That.
That's why you found us. That's why you watch.
Yeah, and if you left us,
because you're savvy.
Dicks.
We haven't lost anybody in a while. We haven't gained anybody in a while.
We've definitely not gained many people. I would like to take some more people into the new year, and hopefully the new year brings some more fans. Because honestly, I like the little community we have. I think it's pretty cool that we do have some folks who do like to comment.
Hey, you! If you're not subscribed, opposite shout out to you.
And if you've subscribed since then and you've watched this is I can't talk.
He really can't talk. If you have subscribed since you saw that, then it was opposite shout out to you then and not now. But still, opposite shout out to you for now.
Yeah. But no, I do think that, yes. I do want to be able to, I hope that our fan base does grow a little bit in 2020. I think it'd be really cool to bring, for this community to increase in its size. So maybe, what we're trying to create, and what we're trying to bring to the table can be, recognized by others. And
we're trying to get some bigger things popping anyway.
Yeah, and in order with in order for that to really come to fruition, we have to kind of increase our fan base because it comes naturally
What I mean
with
is
it.
like, you know,
So what we're really getting at is that we'd like to do a few more things, but we're waiting for a specific benchmark in the subscribers and all of that.
Yeah, but I mean, even outside of the podcast, just more content and shit going, and we'll keep you guys posted on those things. And we were supposed to have a couple other things, and we haven't done those things yet. So
yeah, with improvements comes the increase in viewership. Just because they can't happen, some things can't happen without the other,
Yeah, I mean, but
we've dabbled with the idea of like creating a Patreon, but
we've shot 71 episodes of a podcast with 130 subscribers.
No, agreed. But I'm saying like we thought about like doing a Patreon, but there's really no reason to create. Like we just will give the extra content to who's already subscribed instead of like creating a Patreon, which is
true.
I think it's cool. I think it's noble to not have that. I think eventually, this fan base will increase. And the community of folks because not only is it cool that, because you see some communities of podcasts that have fans, right?
Yeah.
And the fans interact, not that what you're shooting for is a huge Joe Budden podcast fan base, but like, we've been to when they recorded, right? Well, eventually it'd be nice, but we've been to where their live show, and. I think Rory says it's like it's cool because it's like an inside joke between everybody in the building.
Like even if they don't know each other, they have that.
The community, hopefully, our aspiration is to build a community of people that enjoy our show, and then with that, the common ground is that they kind of have some sort of rapport with each other, even if they don't realize it.
I have a request for all of our current subscribers. I would like you to just comment your name and let me know who you are now, because these first 130 are gonna get, when we do eventually start doing some numbers, you guys get our favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Word.
You get some.
No, but yeah, yes, that's actually true. If you watch this episode, all we're asking, man, drop a comment below, say hello. You know what I mean? Just let us know you're there, man. We'd appreciate.
That's why I say your name, because a lot of people, they don't have like their actual name connected to their
first names, man. Yeah, nicknames. We can have we're a nickname community. You know what I mean? We're okay. We're down with that. We don't have nicknames. If I can,
KKP's top talking to you.
I got a lot of old nicknames for Adam, but I don't want to bring him back.
You might get super kicked.
I'm sorry.
Don't even worry about it.
I'm sorry.
Don't even worry.
But yeah, no. I think in the new year we do have some goals and some new things coming up. So just stick with us, man. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised and happy with what comes about.
We sure hope so,
Yeah, and just know that we're always striving to do better. We're going to remain consistent. We're trying to get to that 100 episode mark. We really think that's something that we're really
excited
about. I mean, honestly, the thought that we're 70 episodes in, 71 now, is really cool. We never, when you start, you don't know how far it's going to go and how well it's going to turn out. You see that we've gone through some things. Unfortunately, Dave's no longer with us. And we've kind of we molded a little bit differently than when we started, which is natural. And
but I think we've gotten better, so that's And of course, that might just be us, because if we've really gotten better, then maybe we'd have.
No, that's it, man. So just rock with us, man, and just understand that coming up, we've got some things we want to try. Yeah. Me and Adam have been talking our whole lives about stupid creative things, so eventually we're gonna try to dabble into that without saying too much, just saying thank you. That's all.
Yeah.
Appreciate you going into the year 2020.
Let me double check this, because I might be wrong. We should actually. We have an episode coming out on the 31st, so we do have one more episode.
Son of a bitch! I've been giving these thank yous for no reason.
Well, fuck it.
Hey, man, fuck it.
On that note, man, just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll see you on New Year's. Whatever.
Well, since the last episode, we have not said Happy Birthday to Mom. I don't think we said that. Our moms turned 57 cents. I'm trying not to say the age.
Whatever, it is what it is.
She turned a little older.
Again, I don't think anybody watches to this point of the show.
That's true. Nobody has actually watched.
If you watch this far, just be like, yeah, I watched that far into the show.
I do want to say, music-wise, I know Currency released something Friday.
Always releasing.
He's a beast. He's always releasing shit. I haven't given it a fair listen, so we'll talk about it next week for sure.
Yeah.
Adam will listen to Cameron. We'll give that a fair shake.
I'll listen to a few things that I haven't listened to.
Fat Joe released a new album.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Did we? Well, I didn't hear it.
Fat Joe.
I've yet to hear it.
We're going to retire afterwards.
And I don't know. I don't think too many other people have released.
Haven't paid any.
Do you know? Do you got any predictions if somebody releases for the end of the year? Surprise album, maybe?
I don't think so, but I do hear that next year, K. Dot and J. Cole are rumored to just be flooding the streets with music. So
Okay, I thought that J. Cole was going to take a little time off, but I mean that wouldn't surprise
it's
me.
the last
but
I heard.
the opposite
I
of
don't
that
know.
wouldn't surprise me either.
It was like from one of these generally popular news outlets, whatever. But you know, who knows? Anything can change. It really just kind of depends. Like Royce right now, obviously talking about his album January or February. We'll see how things go, type of thing. You know, so they don't even know when they're gonna put things out. But I'd be okay with having a year that was flooded by those two. You know,
I think so. I just this year was kind of not such a big year for music.
it was though. Like low key, there was a lot that came out. A lot of people.
I don't know if there was anything that was. I mean, we're gonna have our end of the year, so I think we both this week are gonna compile a list and really speak about some of the music that came out, some of the events of the year as well.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that coming up, but I can't really off the top of my head. I mean, the Jim Jones album is really the only one that really comes to mind, even though I know there was more.
There was a lot more.
But none of the really huge artists released anything this year.
Yeah, but some people who haven't released in a long time.
I'm looking forward to a Pusha, though.
Like Little Brother and Slum Village.
That's true.
There was a lot.
We'll see. We'll put that together, and next week should be a long conversation about some music, more than likely.
Yeah, so it's pretty much going to be mostly all music, probably.
Yeah, I think so. That's the recap of the year.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose still balling. We're appreciating that.
Yep. The Pistons as a whole suck.
They are terrible, but who cares? So are the Bulls, and I've not watched a Bulls game in some time, so there's that. It's hilarious how apprehensive they are to fire any of them.
I just really wish Reinsdorf would sell the team.
Dude, this is the only time that I think now his attention is going to be gotten because of the fact that their attendance is very, very, very low.
Yeah. Which,
and that's a direct correlation to his pockets.
Which I think that's why he might hopefully choose to sell.
When he gets hit in the pockets.
Because all he cares about is the White Sox. And he can't fill the seats in guaranteed rate, so I think he uses the money that he makes from United Center Bulls games to supplement. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I think that there's going to be a shakeup after this because our rebuilds are never rebuilding. It's like we never really actually start putting bricks together.
Alloys only. There's no way you're getting the chrome. No way.
Yeah, but
so. Yeah, I don't really have anything else important to talk about, man.
Yeah, I don't think we've spoken about anything really important this whole podcast.
No, but what's important
I apologize
to us,
for my lack of ability to speak and the lack of interesting things I've said. But next week we got something for your asses.
Yeah, you'll see when we get here next week.
We got something for y'all.
For now, just Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever holiday you may. What is it? Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah,
Kwanzaa.
L'chaim.
Kwanzaa. Dick in a box.
But yeah, so enjoy those days. Otherwise, we will catch y'all next week on episode.
Such a funny fucking song, man.
Number 72.
1. Cut a hole in the box. 2. Put your junk in that box. 3. Make her open the box. Is my dick in a box? Ooh.
Oh, I'm taking the soundbite.
It's my dick in a box, babe.
hit
my dick in a
push
box.
the goddamn button.
All right, everybody. Merry Christmas. Be safe. Have fun. Love your families. Peace out.